Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering the woke boycotts. Everyone hates Target. Target has infuriated everyone. Customers are boycotting them. Investors are selling the stock. And employees are melting down. No one who has anything to do with Target is happy with Target right now. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications and give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. I'm trying to get to 15,000 subscribers, so if you can subscribe, please do subscribe. Thank you so much. There's a song called Boycott Target that's actually beaten out Taylor Swift for the #1 spot on iTunes. That's how severe this cultural movement is. That's how serious it is. The Daily Mail's covered that Target stock is in free fall. They've lost $13 billion since the boycott began, and the backlash on their business is just tremendous. Target decided to produce 2,000 different products for their Pride collection for June. They had clothing, books, music, home furnishings, and more. They spent way too much time and way too much money preparing for this. But did they spend any time asking their customers how they felt about it? Did they get feedback from their store managers about where they should put the displays so that whoever's interested can see it, whoever's not interested doesn't have to see it? They apparently didn't do any of that, and that's why they got into all this trouble. They have a senator who's very angry with them. J.D. Vance says Target decided to wage war on customers with their Pride Month collection. On the other side, you have a state senator from Montana, a transgender lawmaker, warning companies like Target, make sure you're standing up alongside us, threatening them. Because of their stock tanking and being the worst that it's been in 23 years, JP Morgan has downgraded their stock, warning investors, hey, you don't want to invest money in this stock the same way we would have told you to yesterday. You need to be more careful because it looks like their future business outlook is not so good. Their stock today was up a tiny little bit, but it's still down for the month. That's what this is showing, by 13.8%. It's $13 billion down. Barron's is pointing out, great business publication, that Target is getting hit hard now, but the student loan repayments are about to be restarted by the government. That will be $5 billion a month out of the economy. Many of the people that have to pay student loans are millennials, and many millennials are a big percentage of Target's business. So Target will lose a lot of those sales. As if the Pride Month stuff wasn't bad enough, they also have a very serious problem with organized theft rings. And you would think maybe they could spend more time on that than making 2,000 Pride Month items, or at least solve some of their problems and then maybe make 500 Pride Month items. Target's also given $2.1 million to a group called Gleason. And what they do is not that harmless. They're an LGBT group that urges schools and shows them how to hide kids' gender transitions from their parents. And as a parent myself, I have to say, I'm very uncomfortable with something like that. A parent is responsible for their children in every possible way, financially, emotionally, every way. And not just morally, actually legally. I don't understand how anyone gets away with doing this, but Target has been financing that. Walmart doesn't have a problem with its Pride Month selection. Why? Well, according to the CEO of Walmart, he says Walmart does not, quote, wake up in the morning wanting to go and make social and political statements, said CEO Doug McMillon. Probably a good idea that they decided not to go and do that, because now look what Target's faced with. Target employees are very upset. And a good way to see where Target employees are at is to look at what's called the subreddit for Target employees on Reddit, a social media platform. This picture is a picture of employees being forced to put their Take Pride Month displays in the garbage compactor that they use for cardboard boxes. Eventually, they would have been thrown out that way anyway, but now they have to be thrown out that way before Pride Month had even been started. Another person commented that they think it would be a great idea if the LGBT community boycotted Target. Yeah, it's probably a great idea, but at some point, you do need a job selling merchandise to someone. Target also took out a survey feature they have on an employee application where they could have given feedback to the company on how the company was handling Pride Month. Numerous employees commented that the survey just disappeared off the software application. And I guess you could understand why. But employees are like, what is going on here? This is amazing from Daily Beast. Target disappeared a book for toddlers during anti-Pride fury. A Texas mom who brought deconstructing gender to the checkout counter was told she could not buy it. There was a code on the book. When the item was put in to be rung up to be sold, the cashier had told the customer, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to sell this to you." It comes up as do not sell. What would be interesting would be if Target would come out and make public statements about this, let people know what they're doing, and not be so afraid of the negative feedback they're going to get. It's going to upset people to hear what they're doing if people knew what was going on. But at the same time, you do have to communicate with the employees and communicate with the store managers and communicate with the customers. People need to kind of know what's going on, and that's why they're getting in more and more trouble. A designer for Target had all of their Pride merchandise taken away. Designers very unhappy and said Target showed its true colors after removing the LGBT merchandise. What's amazing about this, and I understand people being disappointed, it's a big opportunity to be able to sell your merchandise nationally to a big chain like Target, and also very profitable, I'm sure. However, when your customer is going through something really difficult like Target, if you're a manufacturer, you should not be going out making public statements about how disappointed and angry you are. Maybe you'd have another opportunity in a year or in 2 years, maybe with some more laid back merchandise, maybe less merchandise. You have to maintain relationships in business. People don't understand that. This whole procedure, whether it's the customers, Target corporate, these suppliers, I don't see anyone saying, hey, we understand this is a really difficult time for the company right now. They made some mistakes. We want to support them through fixing all of this. And nothing like that. So they wonder why our customers not happy with them. The customers are not respected whatsoever. Coming from Fox, Target Insider says rank and file staffers feel left behind by executives without our best interest in mind. Insider says there is uneasiness at Target as Pride Month gets underway. Well, you can certainly imagine that. If somebody's working at Target and Pride Month's starting and the merchandise has been taken out and the displays were taken down, well, what are you supposed to think? Quote, our teams feel left behind. The vast majority of our team feels like decisions are being made that impact them. It doesn't matter which side you're on. You now feel like people are making decisions without our best interest, a Target insider told Fox News Digital. These employees have no perspective as to what's going on. No idea what the larger picture is with this. It's all just me. It's just focused on them. But that is why management should be talking to them and telling them what's going on. Because people have made decisions for us that put us in a very difficult position, there are a lot of folks that feel like, do we belong at Target? They question that for the first time in a long time, the insider said. Well, that is a good question because customers don't feel like they belong at Target. Investors don't feel like they belong at Target. Most employees probably don't feel like they belong at Target because no one even knows what Target is anymore. Are they going to be an upscale version of Walmart or not? That's what they were until all of this happened. The media has gone completely berserk with this. From Newsweek, Target boycott over LGBT products is literally terrorism, from an economist on MSNBC. Terrorism to have a boycott. From USA Today, as Pride Month begins, a message to Target boycotters. Get lost. Well, they've taken that advice. Target boycotters are not protesting outside in the street for the most part. They're just not going to Target anymore, and they're letting other friends know that they're not going to Target. From Los Angeles Times, column, right-wing hate mongers count on the cowardice of companies such as Target. What bravery is the company supposed to have? Again, no consideration for the standpoint of like, look, the company actually has employees, it has investors. If they want to stay in business, they need to stop with all the activist stuff. Same as the CEO of Walmart said. Listen to someone that knows what they're talking about. Mary Sue says the Target employee subreddit is an incredibly disheartening corner of the internet right now. They're right. These people on this subreddit are very upset. No question about it. And why wouldn't they be? From the Washington Post, the Target surrender to MAGA rage shows how anti-wokeness really works. Well, whatever that means, but I think the rage is coming from the opinion writer from Breitbart. LGBT activists warn corporate America, you need to be our ally. I mean, sure, corporate America doesn't mind being their ally, writing them checks, putting in Pride merchandise, whatever they want to do. It's all fine until they get a massive boycott and then the company loses $13 billion worth of value, or until your Bud Light and you lose the entire value of your $5 billion plus brand, it does become a problem. So at the point where you've ridden the corporation and pushed the corporation to the point where it's a dead horse, there's nothing else you can do with it. And the companies that are not dead yet are going in the other direction from these people. That's what we're starting to see more and more of. I will have more videos about that. The Human Rights Campaign, which is the organization that takes it upon itself to do ESG scores and rate companies and tells Anheuser-Busch that they're no longer going to be rated 100. In fact, they're going to be suspended because they weren't supporting Dylan Mulvaney enough. They're very upset, and they got together 100 leading LGBT advocacy organizations and allies to call on Target and the business community to reject coordinated extremist there's nothing anybody can do. You guys already pushed these companies as far as they could go, and then extra. And the extra means, look, we can't help you guys anymore. From Axios, corporate America's commitment to Pride Month is under scrutiny. Yeah, corporate America is thinking twice. They're starting to decide, like, hey, how far can we go with this? Because we can't just listen to the activists. They can't just even listen to their own vice presidents of marketing, like Alyssa Heinerschied, the person who was in charge of Bud Light and decided to hire in Dylan Mulvaney to elevate the brand, as she called it, because it was too fratty. Well, it's not that fratty anymore. Now it's dead. There is a website called PublicSq, and this was recommended to me. I don't have any business relationship with them. And with PublicSq, they give you an opportunity that if you want to buy merchandise from companies that are traditional American companies, they will sell you merchandise so you don't have to give your money to woke companies anymore. I'll leave a link to this company in the description below if you want to check them out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Had you had any idea that there were so many people that were mad at Target for different reasons on opposite sides of the situation? Whether it's the lawmakers or employees or the manufacturers or the customers or the investors or the media. How did Target get itself in this much trouble? Is there any way out? I'm not so sure that there is. Did you know that they knocked their stock down by $13 billion in just a couple of weeks? You think there's any way they could turn around and get it back? Definitely let me know what you think. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.